You won the argument. You had the better case, you made it well, and eventually they stopped disagreeing with you. And then nothing changed. A week later, they were doing exactly what they had been doing before. The only thing that was different was how they acted around you. That experience is so common that most people file it under bad luck. It isn't. It's a structural flaw in arguing itself. And 500 years ago, a sculptor in Florence found the way around it. 1504. Michelangelo is 29 years old, and he has just finished the statue that will make him permanent. 17 feet of white marble, cut from a block 2 other sculptors had already given up on. The man who comes to inspect it is Piero Soderini, the head of the Florentine Republic. He is not a sculptor. He is, however, the most powerful person in the city, and he is the client. Soderini studies the statue for a while. Then he delivers his verdict. The nose, he says, is too big. Now hold still in that moment, because everything worth learning is inside it. Michelangelo is standing next to the finest thing he will ever make, and a man who knows nothing about sculpture has just told him it is wrong. There are two obvious moves, and they are both losing moves. He can agree and cut the nose of a finished masterpiece to satisfy a man with no eye. Or he can explain patiently, correctly, with all the authority of the person who actually made it, why Soderini is wrong. The second one feels like the honest choice. It is also the one that ends his career. You do not correct the head of state in front of his court and walk away with the relationship intact. Being right is not the same as being effective. So Michelangelo does neither. Instead, he looks at where Soderini is standing. And that is the whole story. Soderini is directly beneath the statue, looking almost straight up. From that position, at that angle, you cannot see the proportions of the face at all. The nose really does look too big. Soderini is not being stupid. He is being honest about what he can see from where he is standing. So Michelangelo picks up his chisel and quietly collects a handful of marble dust from the floor. And he climbs the scaffolding. At the top, he taps the chisel, lightly, rhythmically, and as he taps, he lets the marble dust fall from his other hand, drifting down through the light. He does not touch the nose. He does not remove a single flake of stone. He changes nothing at all. Then he climbs down, steps aside, and says, "Look at it now." And Soderini, who has moved, who is now looking at the statue from a normal distance, says, "I like it better. You have made it come alive." Nobody was corrected. Nobody was humiliated. The statue was untouched. The client was delighted. And the sculptor kept both his masterpiece and his position. Michelangelo won completely, and Soderini never found out there was a contest. Here is why that beats arguing. And it comes down to 3 flaws that every argument has and no demonstration has. First, you can never verify the result. When someone concedes an argument, you have no way of knowing whether they changed their mind or simply got tired. They can nod, agree, and privately resent you, and the outcome looks identical from where you're standing. Second, words are cheap, and they get reinterpreted. Whatever you said is going to be replayed later inside the other person's mood, and the version they remember will not be the version you delivered. Third, even a genuinely won argument decays. Old opinions are habits, and habits return. The correction fades, and what stays is the memory of being corrected. A demonstration has none of those problems. It is present to the senses, so there is nothing to reinterpret. It requires no concession, so there is nobody to resent. And it doesn't decay because the person didn't change their mind, they changed what they were looking at. So here is the test, and you can run it tonight. Think of the last argument you won, then ask what actually changed afterwards. If the only thing that changed is how that person feels about you, you did not win anything. You spent capital and bought a feeling. And the move is one question asked before you open your mouth. What could I show them that would make this argument unnecessary? Sometimes there is no answer, and you have to argue anyway. But it is remarkable how often there is one, and how much cheaper it is than winning. Michelangelo did not need Soderini to be wrong. He only needed him to move. That is the whole law, and it is the reason a handful of marble dust is still being talked about 5 centuries later.